Grand Theft Auto 4 is a game that came out in 2008, so it must run pretty well on a modern computer, right? Hello world, ByteSeb here. Lately I have seen a lot of appreciation for GTA 4, that is why I decided to buy the game for PC and find out if the game deserved the good feedback. Was the game good? Of course. Was the PC port good? Not so much. But what makes a port bad? Basically, there are two big issues with this one. The first one being the optimization, and the second one consists of the physics being attached to the frame rate of the game. About the optimization, the game has constant frame drops. Think that should not really happen, considering that this is a game from 2008. As I mentioned previously, my graphics card is an AMD RX 590 with 8GB of VRAM, and even if it is not really that powerful, it struggles to keep a consistent frame rate, with the minimum FPS being 45 and the maximum 75, because I keep it locked at that amount. Also, the CPU tends to get really hot, and this happens being on low settings, with an exception for the shadows that are on medium, but still this is not normal for an old game. Not even on GTA 5, its successor, I get as many frame drops as I do with GTA 4. But well, let's say that you have a powerful PC, so you should not worry about frame drops. That is when the other issue comes in, and this one is even worse. The physics are linked to the frame rate. Let me explain you for the ones that do not speak nerd. When creating a game, it is recommended to make the physics independent from the frame rate, because otherwise, if a player had a different frame rate than another one, the game's physics could behave in a weird and unintended way. To give an example, someone that is playing a game at 30 frames per second experiments the physics just right, but someone that is on a more powerful PC at 60 frames per second or even more will see more aggressive physics and some things that are related to them that could not even work at all. This happens because for physics there is some code called on every frame, and with more frames being shown in less time, the values in that code tend to get messed up. In the game you can notice some of the side effects that include from annoying bugs to bugs that prevent you from completing missions. Some examples are the camera not following the player properly, missions not showing up, like literally I had to roam around the map for real life hours, sometimes waiting for a mission to show up. But this is where it gets really bad, when you cannot complete missions just because of these bugs. I have experienced two of them, and they are really a pain. I remember that there was a bug in the last mission that did not let me finish the game because I had to press the spacebar continuously and the game was not able to detect it. So I had to repeat it a lot of times, and after seeing that it was not going to work, I used the program to lock the frame rate to 30 frames per second just to be capable of finishing it, and it worked. I would like Rockstar to patch it, but I do not really know if that could even be possible. Keep in mind that this game was released for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, consoles that run it at 30 frames per second. That is why I guess that they made it specifically for them, without worrying about other stuff, and just ported the game like it was without fixing any of these important things. So is it really worth it going through all these issues just to enjoy GTA 4? Well, I would say that it depends. I know, that is my favorite answer, but it actually fits in most questions. If you've played the game before, you liked it and you want to replay it, or if you're a fan of the Grand Theft Auto saga in general and want to play it for the first time, I think that you should give it a try. But if you can't stand games even with small bugs or an unstable frame rate, I will look for an alternative, like playing it on a console if you have the opportunity to do so. But if you want to play it on PC and just PC, use a program like Rivatuner that helps you to lock the frames. You do not need to have them locked always, but when you have any issue with the game, lock the frames and that could solve them. Meanwhile, I'll be waiting for GTA 6. This was all for today. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and if you did, comment it down below and I will reply or heart your comments. Goodbye world, see you when GTA 6 comes out. Just a bad joke, I would never be back. See you in the next one.